live from New York.
Definitely not. Hey guys, Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin. Welcome to Wednesday chat room show. So hopefully everything works today. I don't know. I'm hoping everything works. So today's topic, because I've been smoking some cigar during the day now. Now that the weather is a little bit better, I had just thought. I mean, it's such to think about cigars, right? And when you think about cigar, you think about like all the old cigars that you have. And then when you think about that, you think about expired cigar, right? So it makes you think about, it's like, does cigar expire, right? And I think everybody have like a different view for it. Like, you know, it's like some people say yeah, some people say no, that kind of stuff, right? So let's talk about this today. Now today I'm smoking the original Obrigado. I think that's what it is. I think this is the original Obrigado. Yeah, what the camera is.
Okay.
So let's see if this works. There you go. The original Obrigado.
All right, I know why you're smoking that. I know why. I know your motive for doing that. I do. Why?
Wait. Why do you think I'm smoking this?
That is a banded house blend.
No, that's not the reason, but you know, this is the last Obrigado I have. I think that's like, you know, Robusto. This is the last one I have. And yeah, obviously talking about cigars that may expire.
Okay.
Spike.
Do you guys think cigar has best use day, or did they have expiration day? Which one? Do you know what I'm saying? Best use by or expiration day?
Well,
It depends.
well, that's from what I hear, when the cigars are blended and they're all ready to go and shipped out, and they get back to the States and they get to your lounges, your shops, they're supposed to be ready to smoke right then and there. However, many of us, me included, believe that sometimes if you let it wait in your humidor a little bit, and a little bit could be anywhere from 3 days to months, even up to a year or two, depending on the cigar. But with that said, I firmly believe that the best time to smoke that cigar is within the first 3 years, but no more than 5, because I think the flavors start to diminish and you're not going to get that peak essence of a flavor that blender wanted you to hopefully receive or get. Other than letting your cigars dry out, if you don't keep them humidified correctly, if the so-called plume is no longer white and turning green, yeah, I guess that cigar expired, if there is a plume.
So you think that there is a best use by date, but not necessarily expire. Spoil is different than expire.
Yeah, for me, I think between 3 to 5 years, no more than 5. Hopefully by 3, but no more than 5.
Okay. What about you, Martin?
Depends on the wrapper. Depends on the tobacco.
No. What I'm asking is not regardless of what cigar it is, right? Do you believe they have A, best use by, or B, expiration day?
Depending on, I mean, in general, yes, they have an
the best used by date. But it depends on the quality of tobacco. I mean, the conditions. There's a lot of factors.
Like I said,
So like someone were to hold
spoil
up
is different
a single
story, right? So
Right. Somebody were to hold up a single cigar and tell me, how long can I keep the cigar for? Depending on what cigar he has in his hand, it could be no more than 2 years. Smoke it within 2 years. Or it could be a cheaper cigar. You can keep it in your humidor for a max of 5 to 8 years.
okay. So you believe
After
that there is
that,
a
I
best
think
use by day?
Yes.
Okay. But not necessarily expiration date.
I mean, you can still smoke it, so it's not expired, but it starts to lose flavor by a certain time frame.
So,
It's like I'm drinking a can of soda. If you look on the bottom, it's got a best used by date.
Right.
You're going to have the most flavor in that drink if drank before that date. Anything after that, you might lose some flavor.
Right.
Or it may alter completely.
This is why a lot of food has a best
Cigars.
use by date, but not expiration day. Right? Because technically they don't expire. They just don't taste good.
Right.
Right? So, Albert, your thought?
I think you're overthinking it, man. Just smoke the damn thing.
Well, yes, that's the thing. If everybody smoked all the cigars they got, this wouldn't be a problem, right?
Wouldn't be a problem. So,
But we don't, right? Isn't that the case? We don't always smoke the cigars that we have.
Okay, I'll say this. I've smoked a Macanudo that I bought. I think I bought it for my father-in-law back in 1990. Pretty sure.
Okay.
And he had it like in a case that wasn't even humidified. It was just sitting in a little wood drawer, velvet line kind of a thing. Anyway, so he passed. We were looking through some stuff, and he had this little toolbox, a wooden case thing. I pulled it out. So, wow, there's a Macanudo in there, a big old Churchill, And so I smoked it. It tasted all right.
Okay.
Did you
Try it out.
did you rehumidify it?
No, I just smoked it. Cut it. Smoked it. Smoked fine. Smoked fine, tasted okay.
Tasted okay.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, well, it was a Macanudo.
Okay, now Macanudo is a good brand.
So, that being said, it didn't seem odd, didn't taste odd, it didn't taste super light. Like I was just, it didn't, it was fine. I don't recall it being a bad smoke or an underperforming smoke. And it was a little dry too, by the way. So what about that? That's 30 years, man.
Yeah, I mean, some cigars don't have a lot of taste to start with. Even if after a long time, they might not. But I'm talking about best use by versus expiration day, right? So what you're saying is like basically cigar have no expiration day.
It tastes like a Macanudo.
Yeah, so basically you're saying that there's no expiration day. But do you agree that there is best use by?
In that case, I don't know. I mean, we have a certain member who buys a crap load of cigars, right? That keeps them.
Right.
And I don't want to get into that. I don't need to. We have different members that do that. So this person's not the only one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder that this question comes across my mind often. And it'll be interesting to find out. Right? If there's a degradation of flavor. But then again, how would you know, right? I bet KFC still tastes like KFC.
Right. But like, for someone that's been smoking the same cigar, right? And let's say you buy a lot of it. You bought it all at the same time. Let's say you bought like stupid 200 boxes of it. And all you do is just smoke the same cigar from the pile of 200 boxes every single day.
Yeah, you might notice a difference.
You might notice that there's some degradation. There is best used by. There is, change of flavor. And it might change for better or worse, right? For example, Asians buy kimchi. Okay? We purposely let it go bad. All right? So kimchi doesn't technically have expiration date. The longer you keep it, the more sour it gets. Okay? To make those soup, the kimchi soup, you cannot use freshly purchased kimchi. You have to get those that has been expired for at least a month or two to get the flavor in the soup, or else the soup will just be bland. So we will buy things purposely let it go bad before we eat it.
Yeah.
Right? Cigar has some cigar has those too, right? When you buy a Cuban cigar, well, please keep it a minimum of 3 years before you start smoking those. Right?
Mm-hmm. That's bullshit too. But
it really is true, though. It really is true.
it may be true, but it's bullshit. You got to do that. So there's that. So I just smoke it. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
You can smoke it, but here's the thing, though. Let's say you spend $20 on it, but you only got $5 worth of it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Right? It's
I
like,
won't feel robbed.
right? It's like
I wouldn't feel robbed.
you wouldn't feel robbed.
Nah.
So you wouldn't, like, if you go out and buy a Macallan 12 and turns out it's only 9, you'll be okay with that. Or 8.
How would you know?
Let's say if you drink it all the time for a long time, because and they blend it, and then once they blend it, okay, now there's a problem, right? They actually blend, like news came out, they use Macallan 8.
Yeah, that's a different thing, right? That's,
but you will feel robbed, right?
Well, yeah, but that's having knowledge and.
So you do feel robbed. So if you buy a cigar that's meant to be, aged for 4 or 5 years, but it was so underage that you brought it, you smoke it anyway, yeah, but technically you could have get the whole picture, but you get half of the picture.
Yeah.
So like this cigar is probably worth 5, but you bought it for 10, and you smoke it, you're like, okay, this didn't taste really that good. Well, it's because it's underaged. So now you lost the money and you got half the experience and you pay the full price for it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I agree. I just don't know.
What we are trying to find out, what the point is today is, what is best used by for a cigar, and what is minimum before use, and what is expired.
Yeah, I'm not big on having that kind of an opinion.
Martin, did you
Cubans?
have a fight with the cat or something like that?
No way.
How'd you break your pinky?
Oh, I thought I told you the story.
Did you tell me the story?
I thought that was a band.
I thought I told you the story.
Yeah, but you didn't have that last time.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he did.
You did?
Last
I didn't
few
notice it.
episodes.
I thought it was a band. I didn't realize it was a broken thing.
But yeah, go ahead, Martin. State your point.
So, with Cubans, you have to store them for a minimum of 3 years before they're smokable. It's hard to say, because you can have a Plasencia Almafuerte, Almafuego, del Fuego, and a Padron 1964 or better. Those only have a shelf life of about 2 to 4 years. But almost every other cigar that's not as premium, you can store it, smoke it by, as I would say, the 5th, no later than the 8th year. as long as it's in the smoking conditions for those 5 to 8 years. But I think with Plasencia, and anytime you have anything like super premium, like the Plasencias, I wouldn't keep them more than 2 years.
Well, Plasencia aged their cigars for like 7 years to start with.
I was going to say,
Well, Plasencias, the Plasencias are already 10-year-old tobacco.
is that because of the aging process of their leaves?
Mm-hmm.
They try to
10-year-old tobacco before they roll it.
and that's the difference too. So aging your cigar versus aging your tobacco are two different stories too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's almost like go ahead.
I was saying, hey, what's up, Brown Lobo, Quakes, Greg?
When
What's
you
up, guys?
age a tempered material, it's a very different process than aging a product, right? Almost like you try to age a whiskey that you bought versus before they distill it. Actually, no, they have to distill it first before they remove from the barrel. Now, I've been told that you can re-age your whiskey by putting back in the barrel.
I don't know
They
about
sell-
that.
They
It's
sell
like backwash.
little small barrels.
They sell barrels
No.
that you can re-char and then obviously it's not gonna be as good in my opinion because it's not gonna be the way.
It's a different barrel.
Yeah, it's a different barrel, but that doesn't mean that when you buy your whiskey, it's not the same part. Your bourbon, it might be double barreled, right?
So let me say this. The only thing, if you've ever seen those aging kits for your whiskey,
Mhm.
I think it would be a good idea to do that for something not as premium. Like if you already have like a single barrel whiskey that's already been aged in a single barrel, you don't want to put that in a new barrel that's been
Yeah.
charred and then
Oh,
age it
yeah.
even longer.
Yeah,
No.
especially
It's going to alter the
like,
flavor. It's gonna,
if you buy a peated whiskey,
no,
then you could
you're going to ruin
put
the
it in a new
flavor.
barrel with peated, and you can do like a repeat. You can repeat your whiskey.
Wow. But what I mean was, if you buy like a white whiskey,
You mean moonshine?
which they do sell, a white whiskey or a white liquor, whatever you want to call it, and then put it in a barrel that's been charred, it will enhance the flavor. Not by much, but it will. After about 6 months is what they recommend. You would take that whiskey out, and then it would have the
But that's
flavor
not
of the
continued
barrel.
aging process. You're talking about to get something that wasn't even aged to age.
Right, and it's not something that you would continue aging. I don't think they would.
You can
Enhance the
continue to
flavor.
age. It doesn't necessarily taste good, unless you have some sort of
Yeah.
special wood in your house. That Texas,
Right.
go out and find this mesquite wood and freaking char your own barrel.
Yeah, I mean, you can to keep it simple, you can age it longer.
Right.
Whether or not it's going to taste good, that's another story. You don't know.
Right? The cigar aging thing for your own house, when you're staying in it, it's really to get more woodsy, right? And then get less of the water flavor or steam flavor out of your cigar and get more of that oil flavor in your cigars, right? So, for something that's already really oily, it doesn't take long. It doesn't need that much. It doesn't, like, what you're doing is harming the cigar rather than smoking the cigar, right? Rather than having better. So something like you said, like Padrones or Alma Forte, those cigars are already, like, once you take it out, it's really oily already. It's already like at its prime. It's similar idea as like the knob. There's like that's the sweet spot. It's already at the best length. So now, does anybody ever taste a expired cigar? Like, it's bad. Like, holy shit. No.
No, I can't say I have.
No, I haven't.
No, I don't think I have either.
Like I said, I had a 30-year-old cigar and it tasted all right.
How about moldy cigar? Do we
That's
What about it?
like when you go to a cigar, like your humidor, and you look at a cigar, there's some you see that like the colony starts to grow. It's white mold, but
Yeah,
you see the
that's-
color. It dust them off and smoke it. Right? What do you throw it away?
Yeah, if it's dustable, you smoke it right away. Like that would be your next cigar for the next day or that day. But if it's moldy and the spores are just growing and there's fungus, no, throw it away. Because I will say I had a Cuban recently that started to mold, but it was still, I could still like brush off the mold. I was like, fuck it, this is gonna be something I gotta smoke right away. And I did.
You still smoke that?
Yeah. I think it was like 2 days later I smoked it.
2 days later. Okay.
But I brushed off any traces of mold that I could see,
But
and
you're
it still tasted.
you're talking about like the white dusty, not a green dusty.
No, green dust you don't smoke at all. Like if you
Okay.
see green on it, you just stop. You don't smoke.
Okay.
No, this was white. This
Okay.
is white.
The
I
difference
dusted it off. It
between
was good.
a white mold and a green mold is that white mold is considered food mold. Any mold that's white is not harmful to human.
Right.
Any mold that's of any color, then you have issues.
Right. Yeah, this was definitely white mold, and I just lightly brushed it off. Because apparently the little tube that it was in had cedar inside of it, and I
Mhm.
didn't know.
The
So,
cedar will get into that.
I
Yeah.
took the cigar out. I took the cedar out, and then I put it back in there after I dusted it off, stored it in like a drier humidor, and then smoked it 2 days later.
This is why I don't like to get cigars that either have like some sort of like white paper at the end that covers it, or any of the
Right.
cedar. I take them off because they will make it mold. Like, you know, I don't know what good is it to not know. Like when it's wrapped in the end, you don't know it's moldy until you take it off and the whole shit, you know?
Right.
Right.
I never thought of that.
Always take the cedar off. Always.
You always take the
The
cedar
only
off.
reason anytime you have cedar on a cigar and you're planning on keeping it for a while, take it out of the cellophane, take the cedar out, put it back in cellophane. You can keep it in there for however long you want.
This
The
is really
cedar is
meant for
either-
carrying.
That will literally make your cigars mold.
Yeah, this thing will.
I've seen it happen.
I
But-
didn't know
I've
that.
literally seen it happen.
But the use of this is really like, you know, when you put in your tubo or something like that, it has something to give a little bit of moisture.
But it holds moisture very well also.
And also,
Which
tubo,
will
if you
in
put in the humidor
moist.
tubo, you want to remove the cap.
Yes.
Yeah, if you keep the cap on, it's got to mold.
But see, I even
What?
had the cap off
Seth, I
in
thought
the
the whole,
humidor.
Go ahead.
I thought the whole reason for the cap on the tubo is to keep it sealed so that doesn't happen.
No, but the cap is not 100% airtight. It's not. It's only meant like the whole idea of tubo is so that you can carry that one cigar
Carry
with you,
Transport.
and then
Okay.
you actually have some sort of keeping that humidity in there, some sort of, and also protects the cigar from banging, squeaking, or so all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
So-
and there's another reason.
Huh?
There's another reason for the tubo.
Okay.
So it's a little gift, so when you go buy something. for
Well, it's
somebody.
packaging, right? So,
Right.
so you know that. But then when you bring it home, when you got to keep that for a long term, you remove those cap so it doesn't. The moisture won't go in but not come out.
Okay, so then what about those cigars that you get in those individual coffins? Do you crack the coffin seal?
No, well,
You
that's the
still
thing.
leave it-
The coffins are wood, so it's a little bit different.
So cedar.
You know what I'm saying? The
So
coffins are
cedar-
wood, and it's not like a thin like this. That's
Yeah.
preventing it to breathe.
Like a sheet, right?
Yeah,
It's thick.
so there is some space for it to kind of keep moisture and breathe.
Right. That's what Albert was trying to get to,
Complicated.
because
They
it
are
will breathe in your humidor. Yeah, we are complicating shit, but I mean, you got to think
You
about
really
it.
are,
You
man.
know what you should-
Walk into the Starbucks, they want a medium coffee. And you don't play, man.
Well,
Will
and
they
here's the
actually
thing,
give you
though.
medium, or
Like,
is
when
it
you go
a
to
venti or a
Starbucks-
grande?
I don't need the old milk and
Then you got to go to Dunkin' Donuts.
No, but that's
You
the
better
thing,
go to
though.
Dunkin' Donuts.
When you go into a Starbucks does not serve American coffee. You're going to an Italian coffee shop. So it's not that they try to make it more complicated. It's that simply they don't serve coffee.
No, it's like I just want a medium milk and steam shit.
Milk and steam shit?
That's what the coffees are, man. at the
But
Starbucks.
there's a different level of steam.
I
Hey,
get
you want cool steam or hot steam?
No. Okay. So we know
small,
there-
medium, large, man. Keep it simple.
Go to a gas station then.
you can still say small, medium, large in Starbucks. They will understand it.
Yeah.
So you're in Texas. You can go to What a Burger and get that coffee.
What a burger.
Give me, hey, What a Burger. Give me What a coffee.
No, but they simply don't make American coffee. They
A
don't
water
have
burger.
a dripper that drips down and then pour the coffee. They simply don't have that. So if you gotta go there and buy a coffee, they shouldn't technically lie to you. Say that's coffee. There you go. It's actually Americano because that's espresso add water, right? And when you say, "Oh, why did they have to come up with all these different names?" But that different name tells you how much milk is in there, right? Latte has less foam. Cappuccino has more foam. Macchiato is all foam, right? So
Wow.
there is what you're asking.
Look at James.
You want a simple, go to Denny's. Yeah, you want a simple, go to your local Dunkin' Donuts or like
Waffle
gas
House.
station,
McDonald's, gas station.
right? I had Aston VSG tube cigar once. I had some more. I wiped out the more. It was good, but in my mind, I was very iffy about it. Yeah, because like when you're smoking, you're like, am I gonna get sick over this? And they're like,
Right.
I will know in like 15 minutes when I have diarrhea.
All right.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I drink Starbucks and I make a lot of my own coffee, but if you go to normal places and then you ask for a latte, it's a very different thing than going to Starbucks. Starbucks is successful because it does have that selection. You can ask for no sugar. You can ask for pretty authentic. You're like, I just want a latte. Don't give me any syrup. Right? You can get some of close to authentic. A lot of people trash talk about Starbucks, but in comparison, Starbucks is way more of a coffee than, let's say, Dunkin' Donuts. Right? Or gas station. There's a reason why you don't go to gas station to get your drink, your coffee. You don't go to 7-Eleven to get your coffee, right? You either make your own coffee, and then even for coffee, there's people that like, forgers in your life, or Ellie, right?
I want a Monte Crystal Light.
Okay.
Light on the smoke. Light on the smoke.
I can understand that you want a multi-crystal light, but I'm not a server.
Well, they
White.
don't
You
have
want the
those
white.
kind of. They don't have that kind of swag. Probably they probably aren't doing lights for swag.
I mean, if you were
They
to
have
go,
like a Monte
if
Crystal
when I looked at the
ashtray.
shop,
They have a Monte
if I
Crystal
stepped
ashtray.
in the shop, if Val came up to me and said, I want a Monte Cristo light, I'd be like, okay, I know exactly which cigar you want. These are the Monte Cristo white labels. Perfect for you.
All right. Sam Papi, Rick, let's not be stupid here. I understand they use different amount of time of steam air. I make all those drinks at my home, but here's the thing, all right? You gotta understand, there is a difference when it comes to foaming your milk. So when you foam your milk a lot, there cannot be the same amount of milk in your cup because the volume is different.
Yeah, one's louder than the other.
right? When you have more foam, you have more volume, thus there
moans-
is less milk.
It'll moan down for you, Albert.
I hate to tell you, that's the way it is. You know, volume versus, you know, capacity. You know, if your cup is only 12 ounce, you can only fill 12 ounce of milk and foam. So, there's nothing wrong with 7-Eleven coffee. Everything is wrong with 7-Eleven coffee. Yes, Albert.
You said stupid, man. That was. Yeah.
Say what?
You said don't be stupid. So.
Well, that is like, you know, it's a latte is 2 to 4 seconds of steam air. Technically, it's not, because when you go to a barista, they will wait until the milk is right and heat it to the right temperature and have the same amount of foam. It's never the same amount of time. I have a machine at home. There's no way to time it, because your milk could be different temperature. Your milk can be, you know, in different consistency, and then your milk can have different amount of fat. So
Yeah.
I use the same amount, no matter whatever that is left over is poured out. Yeah, but that's in the cup, so that there's a minimum amount you need to put in there before that machine will work, right? Too much, it's gonna spill out. Too little, it's just gonna bubble everywhere. So that's not the same amount. You know, they could, you know, they have that big ass jug. If you don't fill it to a specific height, that steamer won't work right. That's not the same amount per se. Right? You know, it's like, come on. I mean, when I make it at home, I dump the rest out too if it's too much. Like, you know, if I'm making a cappuccino, the foam is got to be this much. So you will actually transfer it after it's done. You don't dump the entire thing in there. But there is a minimum height that you need to fill your milk to for that to work.
All right.
And of course, it's a lot harder to tell that when you're using an espresso machine, because that's automatic. And it doesn't come out with the same consistency of results, because that thing that machine only measures temperature. It doesn't measure how much, all right? It's different pressure and temperature. Once it reaches a certain temperature, it stops. That's the automatic one that they have. It doesn't always give you the same consistency, especially when you change milk. We have 2 different kind of milk in the house. So when I make a latte, I use the milk that's really like whole milk, like it's really creamy. I use that. But if I'm just eating a cereal, I will get a milk that's more runny, I guess. That's not really fatty. So.
All right. Sorry I brought up the coffee shit. God.
I mean, that comes to the conversation, so we have to justify, so we're not giving the wrong information.
Besides, this McDonald's coffee is where I do.
McDonald's has those Blue Mountain coffee. I mean, at times it does taste good if you don't add shit to it. Yeah.
I was talking and then nobody could hear me.
What did you say?
I was saying McCafe is not that bad. I've actually had it and I was drinking it. I was like, for a fucking $1.50 a cup, this ain't bad.
You talking about the McCafe latte in like the automatic machine?
Just regular black coffee from McCafe.
Oh, their black coffee is like Blue Mountain coffee or something like that. They use some sort of good coffee. It actually tastes good. Like, was that like?
I wonder if Sam Peppy Rick makes a good Cuban sandwich.
I don't understand. Oh, here's my question though. I am Cuban. I take coffee seriously, but
he's also Puerto Rican.
But Cuban really doesn't take their coffee that seriously.
They take their sandwiches seriously.
Right. Like, when's the last time you go out, you go on the street and then you see a franchise of Cuban coffee chains?
Well, they're kind of they're still like, what is it? Communist, right? The communists.
No, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be here. Just you can be a like someone like Rick over here. I'm Cuban. I'm gonna open a Cuban coffee shop. You know. All right. So Albert, have you ever seen a Cuban coffee shop in your local shops?
No.
Whiskey,
All right.
Greg.
All right. So Martin, have you see a local coffee shop that are Cuban driven?
No.
But
All
if
right.
he
don't
says
have a lot
So
of
Val,
Cuban
have you went to a Cuban coffee chain?
But if he
No.
says he's serious about it, I believe him, man.
There is a difference between I take something seriously and I'm good at something.
So, okay, he's assuming that you have a Puerto Rican team.
What? I have a Puerto Rican team.
He says his Puerto Rican team will be called your Puerto Rican team.
Well, I don't have a Puerto Rican team, so you know.
Right. That's kind of, so how's that going to work?
But let me build it first. I hear a definition of PR team will be calling your PR team.
Yeah, Puerto Rican team.
I hate to tell you, Rick, when your PR team calls my PR team, we just hang up. Can't understand Puerto Rican. English only. Oh, shit. Anyone takes coffee serious, they don't dilute the hell out of a milk phone.
Hell, I can't understand Puerto
Anyone
Rican
take-
sometimes.
That's like saying that anyone who take bourbon seriously will never drink a, old fashioned. That's not right.
Yeah. That's coming from an
Anybody that drinks what?
expat German.
Right?
Anybody that drinks what? Oh, have a
He says anyone takes
Tell me
coffee
again, Will?
serious, they don't dilute the hell out of the milk phone.
That's
What-
coming from an expat German.
That makes no sense because anybody who take bourbon seriously will not put ice in there. Is that what you're saying there?
I mean,
Because
I
you dilute
don't-
the shit out of it with your water.
yeah, I don't put ice in my whiskey anymore.
But you do it less.
But I have put coffee in my whiskey.
Martin, you don't do it anymore, but do you do it any less? That's the question.
Yeah, it's-
I do it a lot
anybody
less.
who take
Or there's
Japanese
nothing.
sushi seriously will never put fish with anything else but fish. Come on.
So you
Right.
don't put cream cheese on it?
Anybody who take chocolate seriously will not have any milk content in it. No. Come on.
It's on, man.
You
It
have
is
to
on.
allow.
Like Donkey Kong.
On like Donkey Kong.
I don't know. I mean, that's how it is, though. That's like, sometimes something creamy will bring out more flavor of what you're drinking. So, is that not true? Like when you drinking the soup, add a little bit cream, that actually brings it out a little bit more flavor. Or when you drinking a nice bourbon, a couple drop of water can actually bring out flavor. And then, milk is that.
Yeah, so what say James on that? Let's see if he's probably tapping with his thumbs right now.
James, watch out. Rick's PR team might call your PR team as well.
Yeah.
Right? Like the Irish people is like, how dare you? We take coffee seriously, but we want to put it without Irish cream. No? Like a lot of people put their drinks into their coffee.
Of course, Sam Babby. We're joking too, man. It's all good.
It's a coffee
Sam
cocktail.
Pappy.
If you add 3/4 milk in coffee, tastes great, but in coffee, okay, that is not true because when you put espressos into that cup, the espresso is super concentrated. You're not putting coffee with milk. You're putting espresso with milk, and that thing is concentrated as hell.
It could be a
Wait,
federal
wait. So
problem.
your PR team is only publicists? There's no.
I'll say this. About the concentration thing, I believe that because, like, you try to get the barista's attention while they're making your coffee, and they will not pay attention to you, man, because they're concentrating on your coffee and making sure it's right and shit.
No, because here, when you're making coffee, American coffee, it's 99% water.
Yeah.
So you dilute the shit out of your coffee too, and you're saying that you take coffee seriously. So instead of using water, we use milk. Because Americano is that instead of water you add Americano is made out of espresso plus water instead of milk. And if you put milk, it's just a latte. Yeah, if you take coffee seriously, you can always drink espresso, but 4 cups later, you will be talking to people like this. Hi, how you doing? I'm doing great. Haven't slept for 10 days, but I'm doing great. You know, something like that. Right? But they don't do that with the latte. What do you mean they don't do that with a latte? Latte is espresso with foam milk, steam milk.
Latte.
Instead of water. Because if you add water, it's Americano. You add milk, it's a latte. Literally, latte is milk.
I think just to call it milk.
No, it's a latte milk. They just dropped the milk called a latte.
Why don't they just call it with milk? Because technically it's not milk.
Small, medium, large, milk. Boom.
That's like, why call this Robusto? Why can't you call this, I don't know, 5-inch? Why call it Toro? Why can't you call it 6-inch?
Because people don't want to talk about how many inches they're putting in their mouth.
You can use centimeter, millimeter, whatever you want, whatever. Why can't they just say 5x50 or 5x52? Why did I have to say Robusto?
I prefer Robusto.
Right, because it's one word that has described exactly what you want.
All
Right.
Well,
Right.
True.
Right.
Now, if you want, like, if James has problem, he should be talking to Innocent, who will put 100% sugar with their coffee. He's drinking sugar and milk and not coffee.
Yeah, shit's gross.
Like, you should see him buying coffee. He's like going to the machine and go like this amount of sugar and then put the rest coffee.
Yeah. The only time I'll do that when I put a shit ton of sugar is when I do sweet tea.
So I've got some leftover coffee, man, from last year.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna bring it to the meet, man.
Okay.
No.
Which coffee are we talking about?
It's a soy sauce assassin blend and all that shit. Yeah.
Well, you leave
Does it have an
your coffee
expiration
that
date?
long, dude. You should finish drinking that by now.
This special coffee, man.
Yeah, coffee does expire and go stale.
Yeah, coffee expires.
Even if it's sealed?
Yeah, even if it's sealed, it goes
We'll
We'll
do
do
a
a taste
feel.
test. We'll do a taste test.
because coffee bean actually oxidizes and goes stale.
Right.
What if it's vacuum sealed?
It doesn't matter because
I mean, it's got a little bit,
the action
little bit more of a
happens
shelf
inside the
life,
bean.
but we'll still, yeah.
So after
It'll
you roasted
slow
your
down the
bean,
process, but it will still.
after you roast the beans, right? The beans start to give up gas slowly. So even if you got a fully vacuum, completely packed coffee, you leave it there long enough, you'll see air start to like expand the bag.
All right, here goes. All right, weigh in, James. Weigh in about the sealed coffee shit.
Oh yeah, what are you supposed to like? There is something to weigh in about on that one.
Yeah, he's got something to say about it. So
All right, I'll wait for him to type, I guess. It holds longer in the freezer. Yeah, it does because you're slowing the oxidation process in the freezer.
But it's not stopping it.
But it's still, yeah, it's not stopping it. And actually, when you take it out, the bean is not really fresh and doesn't taste that good. It's
his coffee comes like in bricks, like you could literally.
yeah. So he basically pre-make the coffee, put it in the freezer, and then take it out as ice cubes.
No. Well, it's like a square or rectangle. It's like a brick of coffee. It's hard.
Okay, so it's coffee grounds then, right?
Right.
It's coffee grounds.
That's what it sounds like.
Well,
So
see,
it doesn't oxidize.
so when you get coffee grounds, it's already oxidized. It's already in the worst form possible. It cannot get any worse. Right? You already ground out everything. All the good flavor is already exposed. You can taste the coffee, sure, but it's not. It's like a 15-year-old cigar. It's just the way it is now.
Which comes back to our cigar thing.
Not getting any better.
Do you not want me to go back to cigar now?
That's fine. I'm just saying. Dude. Full circle. Yep. All right. So what did you think about
So you should have
bad
smoked that.
instructions picture?
Wait, hold on a second. One at a time. Albert, what did you say?
What do you think of the bad instructions picture on the shadows, man?
Bad instruction
Yeah.
photo?
Yeah, pull it up, man. Pull it up.
Where did you put it?
In the shadows.
Okay.
The yellow thing.
Dick stuck in a fan?
No, above that. I don't even know what Robusto is talking about with that, by the way.
So does that mean don't
But-
lift the left?
Do the one above it. Do the one above it.
No lift and lift here? Well, what's wrong with that?
Oh, shit.
But you can read it either way, right?
Damn right.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
No, if you learn about reading instructions, it's that you always read left to right, top to bottom. So left to right had to go first.
There's a top to bottom. There's a
No,
top to
but
bottom.
left
Look,
to right,
okay.
left to right is first. Left to right, top to bottom. Left to right is
Yeah,
first. You
you
don't
can-
open a
you can
book
go
and start
either way.
reading top down.
No, bad instructions, man. Those are bad instructions.
I don't think that's bad instruction. That's how it is. You know, we always
Too
get
bad.
taught left to right, top to bottom. You don't read top to bottom and then
Yeah.
left and right.
I'm just telling you. There's bad instructions, man.
Oh shit.
I think
Hey,
that's
you're arguing with a teacher
okay.
here.
All right, so if that's a bad instruction, you have received the wrong reading instruction. So it's not
Perhaps.
the instruction they gave on
But
that
you have to
bad.
account for that.
Hey,
You
all
have
I
to
say is
account
this.
for that when you're dealing with the knuckleheads that's going to be using it.
No, because you read it right
Well,
next to
you
it. There's a logo right next to it. It says mash. What like what that N treatment? You're not gonna read mash N and mash treatment.
Yeah, I'm telling you. It's confusing.
It's not. I wonder how many people actually go. You know, I can't lift the left. I have to lift the right. You know, even that you can still just lift the right side. It will probably lift.
You probably will.
Yeah, so it's universal. It's good.
So you say it's not bad instructions because it's universal.
Yeah.
You can either lift the top or you can lift the side. It'll work.
No. Yeah, I think that so long as it works, I don't care what the instruction does. Here's the thing though, when you're in the gym, how many people actually read that instruction before they lift it? They probably lifted that hole anyway. They probably lift the top anyway. No? You don't think they would?
Yeah, they probably would.
Besides, those two holes on the top is what? For the forklift anyway? So they gotta put a forklift in there and try to lift it anyway. And Jeff says, so
Oh
what's
shit!
everybody
That was
smoking?
not a tent. He's outside.
Who? Yeah. Because it's warm enough. He doesn't need a tan anymore.
Oh,
Either that or he's got a badass green screen.
yo, for real, better than my shit.
Or
better,
he's
better than the newer green screen.
well, that's
You know
the
what it
thing.
is?
Innocent, why is
Probably-
your camera face your green screen until it's off the green screen? Shouldn't you adjust it so it doesn't see the end of that green screen?
No,
I bet-
it's because of the way the fucking wall is. Listen, it's all right. It's all right.
It looks like Val bought Tony's old camera, man.
Ooh.
Val bought my camera?
Yeah, it looks nice.
It's the lighting. It hits him perfectly.
Dude, your camera, the new camera you have, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Tony,
It might not look good, but for me, it has saved me a lot of trouble after I adjust it. No, like,
All right.
okay, his thing looks darker. I agree. I can make me darker, but you know, I just don't like that look. I don't like the look that I'm in, like, that actually exposed that I'm in the basement, you know? I can be darker.
that's better. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, don't worry. I can be darker too, Tony.
No, you can't. Any darker, I can only see your teeth. Yeah, I can adjust it. I mean, that's the best part of the camera. You can adjust it. You can adjust anything on the spot. But yeah, I guess Albert just want to see me darker. For that, I will go to just for you. I will be outside a little bit more, so I get a little bit tan going on.
No, maybe that way.
Oh my god, my wife's today. She asked this. She said, "Is our Asian skin tone considered warm or cold?"
That's a good question.
Cold.
That's a
My answer to her is, I guess cold, because there's some Asian that's orange as hell, like Trump. But you know, I'm not nearly as orange as that.
I mean, I just think it's hard for, I don't know. I just think it's hard for Asian people to get a tan. Like even when they have a tan, it doesn't look.
Oh no,
as
Asian
dark
people
as-
can have some serious tan, yo.
I mean, I haven't really paid attention, I guess.
Well, when's the last time you went to an Asian farm?
Never.
Yeah.
I didn't know
So-
there was a farm where you could just pick your women.
Have you ever seen those like super tan Japanese girls?
You know?
No? Oh my god. All right.
Nope.
All right. That's
I mean,
have.
I've seen other.
But I'm not gonna
Asian-
tell you how.
I've seen other Asian women that are darker, like Laos and Filipino. They're dark when they get a tan.
You can't. People who can't
Koreans,
both are pretty dark.
all right.
Yeah, Cambodians are dark.
There's this phenomenon in Asia, in Japan. There's Japanese girls who tan themselves to like, what the hell? And there's a feedback. Whose voice?
Echo.
I don't know. Let me put my headphones. Let me put my headphones on. See if that will help.
So I will show some pictures. That has those.
I mean, I think Asian women more.
Test. Oh, I guess it's Albert.
Test.
I guess it's Albert.
Not.
Albert's muted.
just
and
looks
now we
like-
don't hear it.
Most Asian women look orange when they tan.
All right, so let me take some pictures of.
I'm not talking about like the artificial tan, going to a tanning booth, like natural sunlight tan.
Oh,
They
if
look
you,
orange.
yeah, but there are some that are tan, you know, tan. I'm trying to find a good example because some of these almost look artificial, but they are actual tan. It's crazy. All right, let me see if this one works. And download.
Yeah, the woman's gonna be like, "Why are you downloading pictures of women?"
Oh, no. That's makeup. That's makeup.
That's spray tan.
That's makeup.
That's a spray
That's
tan.
makeup.
No, they're actually this tan. They actually had to put white makeup on their face.
No.
All right, so
That's a spray tan.
this fashion
Look at
is
her body,
called
look at her face. That's a spray tan.
Ganguro, right? They're like gangster girl, and they are
Fucking
very
fashion
tan.
Thing. That's retarded.
All right, so they are like that. They are like that. Let me find another one. You can see their body skin, their body tone. Is
body
like that
skin
too.
looks orange.
All right, so
Well, I would say this: like most body, like if you see like an Asian bodybuilder, they're like tan.
oh, those are spray tan. That's different. These girls, they just get tan.
That's spray tan.
These are normal tan.
No.
All right, look up.
Oh, Derek was tan.
They look like Oompa Loompas. That's a spray tan.
No, they it's one of the fashion. It's actually phasing out, but that's the fashion. It's actually they go and tan themselves all the time. So
who's pretty tan is the
Derek
guy. No homo, but his name is Sexy Yama. He's a fighter for 1FC, and he's tan as hell, and he's half Japanese, half Korean.
like you can get really tan if you go to the right place. Like there are some places that are very tropical in Japan, and a lot of farmers they're out all the time. They're tan.
I've just never noticed it.
When my wife met me, I'm about maybe 20 shades darker than this. I grew up in Taiwan, and Taiwan's sunlight we're on the equator. Right? We're as tan as, I don't know, Cubans.
So 20, look up Yashiro Akiyama.
That sounds familiar. He's an athlete or something, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking, he's like 40, he's like 46 years old and still jacked as hell.
Yoshiro or Yashiro?
Yashiro.
Yashiro.
It matters.
Yashiro Kageyama. Yashiro.
Yeah.
Or just look up. Just look up Sexy Yama. No
Sexy
homo.
Yama.
Yeah.
I'm getting all kind of weird shit on my browser right now.
Why are you saying no?
Yeah,
homo?
I bet. You're not supposed to type no homo.
It's the mess with Martin. It's in New York thing. It's a New York thing.
Dude, we're all
homo.
Yeah, I know.
Innocent. We're all
homo sapiens.
I know.
Homo sapiens.
You see him, Tony?
Yeah, hold on. I'm picking up a picture.
Okay.
Yep.
That's tan.
That's tan.
And a lot of fishermen in Japan are this tan too.
I mean, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. But I mean, I think, isn't it like a fad for women, Japanese women and Chinese women to not tan?
Yeah, being white is actually considered as beauty.
Desirable.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I've always.
If you watch those people, if you go to like the farmland in Japan or whatever, they are super tan.
Yeah, I believe.
Like I might look white right now, or pale. I used to be very tan. Because I grew up in the farmland, and you know, every kid's over there are super tan.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
We're so tan you cannot see scars. That's how tan we were.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it that tan, like a tan, when you're out in the sun, your scars will actually fade because the sun? Somebody told me that. Can't remember who it was.
Well, yeah, it's harder to see your scar if you are tan. So a lot of
Right,
people
but because
tend
you're getting
themselves
more
to.
sun, it'll
Yeah.
make your scars fade over time.
That's because your skin got darker and got even. So when you have a scar, the new grown skin are actually different color. That's why you can see the scar more. But as you tan, it gets more even. It's harder to see.
That
That
is
makes
unless
sense.
you wear a scarf.
Then you have a scarf line. Right?
Don't wear a scarf if you're outside.
Once you wear a scarf, that all bets are off.
Even scar will, will diminish over tan. I mean, there's a lot of people. That's why women like to tan themselves, so you get rid of the stretch marks.
Right.
Because you can't really see it when it's all even color.
Right.
Like human skin has a lot of pigments. It has all kind of pigment colors, right? Blue, orange skin and all that stuff. I have all kind of weird color pigment in there. So when you tan them, they become one less pigment, less color pigment in there, so you don't see the scars.
Okay.
Well, when I was a kid, we used to have this one Haitian kid who was in our school, and during the summer, it'd be like, "Yo, you so black, you purple," because his skin would be like, he'd be like a charcoal black.
Dude, y'all haven't seen my dad. I swear to God, my dad is as dark as innocent. Like he literally works out in the sun all year round. Just as dark as innocent all year round.
Innocent, in your opinion, right? I want to bring in the different topic.
Mm-hmm.
When so there is a rule who can use the N word and who cannot. And I think it's no longer about and I think it's no longer about the race because Mexican can use the N word.
It's not. Right.
I would say this. It all depends on who you're around because you can't say it out. It's all about situation. Like if I see Martine and Martine is dapping me up and he's like he blurts it out, I won't get offended. But let's just say that he sees, like he bumps into somebody else and says that they might get offended by it. Like I don't like the only time I would actually go and drop the N bomb is if I'm seeing one of my childhood friends, and then I'm like, oh my, what's good? I haven't seen you forever.
Let's just say it's not addressing to anybody. Okay,
Yeah.
The white person can't even use it in the lyric because somebody singing in the lyric, that's bad, right?
No. What? Here's the thing, man. Like I feel like because Puerto Ricans use it all the time to refer to each other. But at the same time, like Martin and his boy, because it's all about your upbringing and also to the music you listen to. If you're always listening to rap music, you're accustomed to it. So when you and your boys are together, you're gonna be dropping N bombs to substitute for other words.
No. I'm saying that without that, someone with my skin type goes out on the street, listen to music, and singing with it. All right, and I use the N word because the lyric has it. I get in trouble, right? But if I have the skin tone of innocent and I did that, it's probably a pass.
No, it's situational. It's respect. It's.
But this thing is I'm talking about singing along with the song that has that lyric.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Now we're back to the small, medium, large at the Starbucks, man. It's too complicated, man. It's too complicated.
You know what?
It is very complicated.
No, I want to know how dark I have to be okay.
No, here's the thing. Some black people don't like the word at all. So they don't like to hear it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's hard to size all that up, man. Just don't do it.
And that's the thing, and also too, I feel
safer not to.
I know. I mean, obviously, I'm not using it, but I'm saying like because I see a lot of video where people goes out and this Mexican just like, hey, what's up, and then use the N word, and the guy just stares at him and is like, I'm Mexican. He's like, yeah, it's okay, we're good.
No, I'll tell you this: kids try to use it in my class,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, nope. That's how I say it. I go, nope.
Well, it's but like
We don't
if
do
a
that.
kid, no, if a kid is into like, let's just say he's into hardcore rock stuff like that, he's not gonna drop an N-bomb. But if he's into rap music, you know, he's into kind of black culture, then he'll go up and when he's with his boys, especially at that age of a teenager, they're gonna use that lingo.
Okay, so
'Cause
let me give you an
all
example.
lingo.
Let me give you an example.
It's
If
all
one
lingo.
day Eminem walk into Dr. Dre's studio and use the N-word, do you think he will smack him?
No.
No. It's their
business.
relationship.
But also
not business.
Eminem never
It's business.
out of respect. Out of respect, he's never used it before. Either.
Well, yeah, he never using his lyric. I'm saying, what if he did? He walk into Dr. Dre's studio, every other people are there, you know, and he just used it.
No, if other people, it's all about relationship. It's all
They
about
would
relationship.
honestly, they would probably praise him for it because he is like a brother.
Exact. So it's all about
And they
relationship.
would be like, "Hey, it's okay, man. I appreciate you.
Because
You're like a
in
brother
reality,
to
I
us."
think like Dr. Dre or 50 Cent will give him a pass. He'll be like, okay.
They would.
Of course.
But like, you know, let's say if it was Kanye West, they would be like, no.
Well, it's like
No.
so.
Actually, I think Kanye West has called Trump his N-word.
Yeah.
Did he?
Mhm.
I think he did when he was in at the White House. I think he actually said it once or twice.
Oh, wow.
How about this? Vince McMahon said it back in the day, and nobody said nothing.
Well, because that was for show purposes.
It don't matter if it's for show or whatever.
But he already talked to the people surrounding him that it was have happened. They wrote the story together. It's not like, you know, just came out
You
with
know who
it.
can get away with it? You know who got away with it a lot?
Who?
Mel Brooks, man.
Yeah.
Whoa, man. It's like,
Oh, he dropped.
how did that guy get the pass, man? I tell you. Woo.
Dude, that was. Yo, but hey,
Yeah?
hey, to his defense, he gave it to the Jews the same way. Gave it to the Jews the same
Yeah.
way. He was an equal opportunity hater. Just
You know what's really
Oh,
weird
he
is
hated.
that in America, I cannot use the N-word, but in Taiwan, they actually like to be called with the N-word.
yeah, it's
Exactly what Rick
Yeah.
says.
Because it's not the history, but in culture, that's actually what's cool about them. So when we refer them to the N-word, that actually say that you're cool. So
You know,
imagine
yeah,
how
it's
many
just-
people refer to who's that guy that went to play basketball in Taiwan now? Howard?
Dwight Howard.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
used
Dwight
that
Howard.
word a lot in Taiwan.
So like let me put it in Val's terms, so something Val can understand because it's probably back in his heyday. So if I called you a job turkey, or was it a job turkey, would you get offended, Val?
No. No.
It takes a lot to piss off a Latin king.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot to piss off Val, but then, you know, to piss off
Exactly.
Val, I know Innocent
So-
knows the exact word to piss him off. There's a name that if you refer it, then Val goes haywire.
Yeah, and first of all, like
Everybody has
Val
a
holds
trigger
up
word.
grudges. Yeah, so like if I say it when I see Val's not even gonna talk to me when we get to Miami.
No, he
You
will
know,
just it's not that he won't talk to you. He will not stop talking to you in Miami.
Y'all see that movie Airplane with where they had Leave It to Beaver's mom
Yeah.
talking jive?
Yeah.
And she did an interview about
Talking
that where
jive.
she said that they taught her how to speak jive for those parts.
For that.
Does Rick get a pass if Rick says it?
Well, it's
Think so.
Rick is my brother, but Rick's not. To me, he's never said it around me not one time. But Rick's my brother, so I won't take offense to it.
I'm saying to someone random.
Well,
he gets sucker punched.
I would
No sound, Rick. No sound.
Depends on relationship.
No sound.
Oh,
out?
here we go. There's sound now.
Because if
We're
Rick,
talking about strangers, complete strangers.
yeah, so if Rick goes and says like about Mayor Adams, he goes, "Oh, that fucking Mayor Adams, he ain't nothing but a good old fucking house nigga." That's a problem. That's a problem. I'm like, yo, what's going on there?
No, I'm saying like if you walk into the door, let's say he go to Sanji's, open the door. What's up, Mike? You know, does he get a free pass?
I wouldn't even check him. It'll probably be other people that check him on it.
So you won't get a free pass. You won't get sucker bunched.
I mean, the best way I can explain it for what I've known, I guess, now in my generation is I guess when it comes to like this gen is different than the old gen. Obviously, there's a lot of people like someone said before that some people just hate the word entirely.
Yeah.
But then you have people who are like historically that could use it would be people of like the Caribbean islands, like Puerto Rico, Cuba, and Dominican Republic, because the history of those three islands is basically the same as America. Instead of the African slaves being going into America, the same ships went into the Caribbean. So it's
Asian was slaves
it's kind of
too.
like that word was used for African slaves. So that's why it's kind of like a seesaw. So obviously it was created here in Americas, but it could apply towards the people in, I guess you could say like the Caribbeans, like the Puerto Rico, Cuba, and Dominican Republic, because it was almost the same history. Basically, what happened to the African slaves here in America happened in Puerto Rico. You know, we were enslaved for 400 years. Obviously, unconsented, all that kind of stuff that happened here happened in the islands. So, if depending on your background, could determine, because a lot of people who are Puerto Ricans and music, and if you listen to like trap, I guess like it's called Latino trap. A lot of Spanish artists that's like my complexion, right? Something even lighter, use it in every song. Like you have Fat Joe, you have Big Pun, you have Pitbull, you have 6ix9ine, you have Lil Pump. There's a lot of these artists that are either my complexions or way lighter, and they say in every song.
Talking
Like,
about
it's
colors.
all about your upbringing. It all depends on where you grew up at. If you grew up in like in Harlem or the Bronx or LA or any hood or that kind of area, or how the Spanish area calls it the barrio, which is the hood. It's a combination. Everything that happens, if your life is basically reflected to the people who are African Americans, then if you're in music, it's a weird contraption.
No, what? How about this? We'll end it right here. This is gonna be the last thing. Martine.
Okay.
So you heard the DMX album, his second album. His second album, the intro was called "My Niggas." So tell me you wasn't bumping that with your boys when that came on. It's sung everywhere to that.
You had black and Hispanic people bumping it.
Yeah. So no matter what, like everybody was using that word at the time, and nobody cared, because like and at that time, they didn't even know if you knew the person. If that song came on, everybody was bumping and singing every lyric to that song because it was based on like you and your crew.
All right. What about that word niggardly? You ever heard that one? Where a guy got in trouble for saying that?
And then you had the one that was with the S in the beginning.
So you know what I'm talking about? You all know that word?
Yeah.
No,
I heard that word before. I heard the word before.
This guy got in trouble for using that. It had nothing to do with the N word, man. It had nothing to do with it.
So
you know that word, Tony?
I do know that word, and I actually know that story. But just people will react. So, hey, talking about color, did you guys see what Quake posted? Is it just me or his Murcielago bands are gold?
Those are new. Yeah, those are new ones.
Those are the new ones?
Yeah.
So they're all using gold band now?
It's a limited run. It's a limited run.
Was it any different?
Maybe different blend.
Different blend? Is it?
I think so, but I think they said it was a TAA exclusive Murcielago.
Shit, I want some.
Hmm.
Oh shit.
I'd be skeptical using that word, Albert.
Well, obviously, we shouldn't use that word. I'm just saying that, and that a lot of people overreact over the sound of the word, like Chinese people.
Yes.
When they say that, it sounds like that word, and then when people listen to that song, they're like, they go crazy. They're like, no, you can't sing that song. Well, it's Chinese. It just
I
sounds
wouldn't
like.
use the word. I would, I'm not gonna. I mean, there's other ways of saying, stingy or whatever, but
Know what the real question is? How many times has Quake used it inside the jail when he's beating up an inmate?
Wow.
Now, are we going to that story? Is how big your anus can expand? Oh shit!
Well, I just hope he's not that way with those cigars because I wouldn't mind trying one of those.
I mean, that looks pretty cool, and I've not seen it go, but now I had to go look for it. I guess.
Oh, so who is TAA? What is that? Is that the
That is Tobacconist Association of America.
Okay.
So the Tobacconist Association of America is a group of retailers, which is about 60. It may have grown since then. About 2 years ago, it was 60 retailers that were the top retailers in the U.S. And of that group, they were invited to join the TAA association. And in that group, they have a meeting every single year, fly them out to Dominican, Nicaragua, wherever. And they have this big meeting with sometimes the manufacturers of cigar brands. And in that meeting, they will, everyone that's in that meeting has the opportunity to buy these TAA exclusive cigars for their retailer. It's so funny. Oh,
no. Go ahead, Martina. I'll respond about the quiz when you're done.
No, don't even respond to that.
But
know what?
Within these 60, it could be 60 to 80 people, retailers. They have about 120 to 150 stores combined that are in that ownership of that group. So it's kind of like an exclusive thing to find these TAA retailers that you can buy exclusive cigars that only those shops carry because they are the top retailers in the U.S.
Well, Neptune and Smokey Inn have them, man. So
they are one of the top retailers then.
But now that we have Innocent and Rick on the show now, we should ask them the same question. So, Innocent, do you think cigar has best use by or expiration day?
No, but I do feel like some of the flavors will go away after a while. I don't think that.
But if you believe that means there is a best use by.
Best buy.
So it, like they say, like I think they say the life expectancy of a cigar is anywhere from 8 to 10 years
before the flavor goes like stale.
Yeah, before the flavor goes stale. So if I agree with that. So if you have something from like the early 2000s, it's garbage to me.
Probably garbage.
Yeah. But
it's cool for memory's sake, or it's good to like display it. But if you're gonna want to get something and age it and then want to smoke it, then yeah, smoke it within 8 years. If it's something that you want to do like a timepiece, then yeah, it could last forever.
So
but
that pretty much means that Rick also believes that there is a best use by time.
Yeah. I think so. I believe so.
I agree. There is a best use time.
Yeah, best use by. Which tells you that if you got a cigar, you better smoke it. Hashimoto.
Sorry, Martin. But I think Martin said something very, very interesting when it came to Padron cigars, because he said that they're already aged 10 years. But and when it comes to Padrones, they're pretty much all natural. That's why they don't look the same. They all look different in the box. So when it comes to that, I think when you have a brand like that, you kind of have to 2 years the most, and you have to smoke it, or else it's going to turn to shit.
And that's the intention, right? They don't want you to keep your cigar forever. They want you to smoke it, so you go buy more, right? So they already aged it to the prime for you, and that is the best for this blend. Smoke it, right? That's what they try to say.
How long have you kept your Cubans for?
Mine?
Or the longest Cubans that you have in your possession right now?
Mine?
Because yeah.
I don't have a lot left, but they are usually 5 years or less.
Okay.
So we used to have a member who's here in Texas who always bought Cubans. That's his favorite region of tobacco. He would age them for a minimum of 5 years before he smoked one of the box.
Wait, we have a member in Texas that used to do that, but it's not a member anymore?
Yes. Fuck, I already forgot his name. Albert, you know him.
I know him. I can't think of it, man.
Can't remember his name. Sorry.
Texas member.
We did have a Texas member. He was in San Antonio.
I can't recall.
I forgot his name.
Robert something. I don't know.
No, and I'm friends with him on Facebook. Damn it, I completely forgot his name.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, now you kind of have to, like, we all know the Cuban ones are just pumped up too quickly, not aged enough. And based on experience, you just age it to the point.
Mass produced.
Right? So, that we know. But the question is, a lot of us hug cigars. A lot of us like to just keep a cigar for a long time, because like that could be the only one. Like we cannot find another one. We're waiting for another one that might never come out, and next you're 3-4 years in. Right? A lot of times that happens. So.
Yep.
And I really don't think about it until, recently I've been taking some of my old cigars to smoke, and there were a few that was kind of stale. I was like, oh yeah, we should talk about best use by days, because they don't necessarily expire. I mean, unless they're spoiled, they're cigars, right? They're just leaves. But there is a prime time to smoke your cigars. I mean, whiskey technically have the same way, right? They don't expire, but there is best use by. Right.
So speaking. So have you found any more cigars? Like in your in your bathroom, like underneath the bathroom sink, or
I found 2 boxes of cigar under my bed recently.
Yo, you should do an Easter egg fucking hunt in your house.
Like sometimes when you're cleaning up, you're like, oh, I'll deal with this later, and just shove it somewhere, and then you forget all about it afterward. And when you find it, it's like, yay, 2 boxes of cigars. It's a fun thing to do. Not necessarily the best thing you should do for your cigars, but they are in boxes, so they were in boxes, still have that cellophane wrapper over it, so technically they're good.
Right.
I try to not put cigar in the small humidor like these anymore, because I tend to forget what I have in there and I never open it. Like unless I'm looking for something that I feel like I have, I will never try to open these. All these humidor on top right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't open it. I know there's cigar in there. I just don't know what's in there.
So from now on when we do the lives, Tony is not allowed to go in the side humidor. He has to go from up top from now on. Until he clears it out.
That'll be a problem, because each one of those has like 10, 15, 20 cigars in there, if not more.
Tony used to have cigar boxes just stacked up right next to that humidor behind him.
Mm-hmm.
There is still cigar boxes on top of those.
I'm sure around you.
Yeah. Ready?
Yep.
There is
All right,
cigar
Tony,
boxes on
what you
top
gotta
of those.
do, man? What we ought to do, we got to help you out.
Okay.
We won't call it an official meet or an official event. We'll just it'll be like a local event. We just all show up at your house and we help you smoke.
Yeah, you know, hey, anyone is welcome to come to my basement, help me finish my basement, and feel free to smoke any of those cigars that's out here.
Smoke cigars while we're working on the basement.
Yeah, just
Sounds like
finish
a
out
hell
my
of a
walls,
plan.
and then you know all you can smoke. I don't think you can smoke enough to diminish those amounts. So those are like
All right, let me go grab my tools.
yeah,
Right?
finish my basement.
I can
and
go
then,
to what?
You know, I'll bring down few bottles of whiskeys, and I have all the cigars just open up for you guys to enjoy. That's totally fine.
All you need is just me and Martin. That's about it.
Yeah, but my team had to fly down here first. I have all the materials. I just, cannot
Just
finish
get
it.
2 Hispanics, get it done in a few nights. We'll prolong it purposely.
Right.
We'll stop by Home Depot for some help, and we can supervise while we smoke. No. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You gotta work for your cigar.
I can go to observe. I can go to observe.
Yeah, that's not how it works. You know what? If anybody comes to my house, I will trust Val to work on my wall because he's gonna be like, I know that he'll be going to details like, oh, there's a little crack here. We gotta fix. I gotta take out this entire thing and re-put it. But yeah,
that would
like,
just be the good way with the cigar. There, do that.
Yeah,
This and
come
that.
over
That's
here,
messed up.
finish out
Fix
my
that.
basement,
Smoke cigar.
and then
Hey,
you
over there.
can smoke all you
Spot.
want. Right? I'll even take out the Davidoffs. No issues
There's a
there.
black spot on the wall. Hey, Val, that's just a bug.
Look at
Val's like, no, let me kill zone. Oh yeah, that is a bug.
I'm checking the flight plan now. Checking the flight plan.
Right?
Right? That's totally fine. That's totally fine. So yeah, if someone want to work on my wall and want cigars for it, you can smoke the entire time while you're working on the wall, so long as the wall is being worked on. Right? I can do that. That's fine.
I'm with it.
Right? I won't even ask you to bring your own drink. Whatever you want, we'll take it out of my And I don't even think my wife will complain about it. She's like, yeah, go use those. Go smoke those. Yeah, finish it up. And you never know. While working on my wall, you might find a few more boxes of cigars somewhere. Because I used to smoke in that room too. So I brought some cigars there. I just don't know what I put it there.
Oh shit.
Cigars. That's what I have. So, with that said, what is the oldest cigar in your humidor, guys?
I have a 2.5-year-old lunatic.
2.5?
This was probably the oldest cigar.
2.5 years. I mean, I'm young. I got heavily into the cigar game. I started smoking 5 years ago, but then started collecting and actually became like a daily smoker until like 2.5 years ago.
Oh, I don't know. I got one that says 1898 on it.
That doesn't
That's pretty
count.
old.
I'm asking the oldest that you have possessed, not oldest
Yes.
name.
It's a Position 1898, man.
Possessed?
1898 is pretty old, dude.
Not the name. Actual age, duh.
I have a Gurkha Hudson Bay. Actually, I have 4 of them that are just gonna sit in that humidor and just rot.
Good. Brown Lobo says 4 years at Colombian Gold. 4 years. Okay, that's not too bad. Val, what about you? What is the oldest cigars?
I was looking at my cigar. I think I have one there from November of 20, but I don't remember which one it is. But I know I labeled it. It's November of 20.
Okay, so
Is
about
it a Corona
under 3
size?
years.
No, not a Corona. I think it's a Toro. can't remember what brand it is though, but it's
But what would be
November.
the reason for you not smoking it?
You know, again, I fell into this thing where, you know, when I picked up cigar, I got to have it in my humidor for a little bit. And then I said, I'll wait a week or two. Then the next thing you know, I forgot about it. Then 2 months go by. I said, I'm going to wait. Then all of a sudden, time goes by. Now you're close. Now it's October. I said, I'll wait one more month. It'll be a year old. So now these years have gone by and I forgot about it.
Forget
Until I
about it.
put it in my humidor.
But after
So-
this conversation, would you be smoking that tomorrow?
No.
Mhm.
No. I will wait till November of this year to smoke it.
Okay, so we'll keep a tab on that. November show, we'll ask whether or not you smoked it.
Yeah.
All right. So Martin, what is the oldest cigar you possess in your humidor?
Currently, which was this one, it was March of 2021.
So Martin did not follow the
Not
instruction.
very old.
I said in your humidor, not currently smoking. Come on, man.
Well, yeah, this was the oldest one.
Well, what about the
No,
second
it's
oldest
not
then?
the
Now that you
oldest
smoked
one.
it.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't
fine.
know what's in there. Probably the Wonderlust that I got from James.
Okay. That's not that old. That's like a year, a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, a year and a half, 2 years maybe.
February.
Yeah. Albert, what is the oldest cigar you possess?
You know, I don't know, man. I gotta get some dots and start dotting my damn cigars, I guess.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? We'll do a little date and dot.
And that's the thing about Albert, I think, that he just want to smoke cigar. He doesn't give a shit about all the details.
And I had a couple. It was 2017.
2017 is quite old.
It was a 5-year cigar, 5 years old cigar that James bought it for me, gave it to me in 19, and then we didn't smoke it till 21. So there it is. That was the oldest one.
Okay.
probably.
It's all good.
Prior to the 30-year-old one.
Prior to my 30-year-old one.
Prior to the 30-year-old one.
Okay.
Well, after. The prior one was 30 years. Remember I told you the one I bought him?
Right.
Yeah.
So before that was a 30-year-old and then that.
And then the 5-year-old.
Okay. All right. So imagine
And
how
by the way, it was a good smoke. But I'll say what helped make it a good smoke was the vent, I don't want to say hype, but anticipation of smoking it together.
Mhm.
You know, that added a lot to the smoke.
Oh yeah, I mean
Oh.
if you smoke it with a bunch of people that you want to smoke with, it doesn't matter how bad the smoke is, it'll taste good.
And so, you know, I made James pick which one he wanted, right? So that way, well, we were screwed. One of us might have been screwed anyway. So either he was screwed because he picked the one that was plugged because it wasn't Cohiba, or he picked the good one and then I got the one that was plugged. But as it turned out, neither one was plugged, so we had good smoke out of it. So
Does it
But
have
that's
to be
always a risk,
consecutive
right?
in your humidor?
Yeah, but
oldest cigar you've
Cohiba-
done, or-
it might be plugged. You know, you never know, right?
Brown Lobo, it doesn't have to be consecutively in your humidor. Now, obviously, we're talking about the overall age of that cigar. So if that cigar has been 30 years old and goes to your humidor, that's considered 30 years old. So, James, what do you think about all the things we talked about? Did you just got in? You're muted, though.
Hey, yeah.
He's at a
Yeah,
loss
just
for
like that.
words.
It's perfect. It's
He's at
perfect.
a loss for words. Leave it at
Oh, you
Speechless.
messed up, Tony. You messed up. It was great the way it was.
It was speechless.
Yeah, he just got a computer. So
Oh, you got a new computer again?
no, he just got a computer. Yeah, he just got into computers. So
Oh, yeah, because yeah, he was on the chat, but I don't know, how
he's
much
trying
he
to
was.
figure out how to do the volume.
It's all good. It's all good.
This is pretty good, like silent movies there.
Oh,
Um,
oh shit.
earlier. I
Like
don't know
pictures is worth 1,000 words.
Sometimes it could, you know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter like whether or not you have sound on. When you watch Two Girls in a Cup, it doesn't need sound to tell you 1,000 words.
No, I had to jump off earlier, and I didn't get to hear all the rest of the stuff y'all was talking about. I just got home.
Oh, you want us to repeat it?
No.
Rewind. Rewind.
Rewind.
We were just talking about how much of a piece of shit you are. That's
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, with that said, those people who got like pre-embargo Cubans, you really need to smoke those because that thing's gotta taste worse every year.
Yes, I have smoked one before.
You know.
The oldest cigar I ever smoked was 30 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. They can only keep cigar for so long. I think maximum total amount of aging time from factory to out is 13 years. And after that, it starts to go downhill from there. So. Hi, James.
But
what if add a taint of orange to it? Then what?
Doesn't matter. Then you're just tasting orange. That's not the cigar anymore. If you're serious about cigars, you will never dilute it with orange.
No, but
Okay. Oh, uh, 20 more minutes.
James knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah. Mixed with orange, yeah.
Is that even orange soda? Is that what it is?
It is cola and orange together.
Ooh.
Cola mix.
If you're serious about cola,
Huh?
nothing. Oh shit.
It's Coca-Cola and orange, man. It's Coca-Cola and orange.
Yeah, but you dilute it with orange.
Yeah.
You can't be serious about Coke.
Yeah, if you like Coke, why would you put orange in it? That dilutes it.
Yeah, it dilutes it.
Yeah. Now, I didn't say that the cappuccino or latte doesn't taste good. I just said it's a totally different. It's a coffee flavored drink. It is not a coffee.
It's a coffee.
Period. No, it is not a
Oh, yeah,
coffee.
you're true. You're right. It's espresso. It's not really coffee.
Yeah.
It's espresso.
And very little espresso. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's like when I go out to buy a chocolate bar, it's a chocolate flavored fruit.
It's
not
about
really
a
chocolate.
teaspoon of espresso and that much milk. What it is.
But what is coffee? What is coffee?
A blood.
Yeah, coffee and water.
Coffee is the oil of the coffee bean and water, right?
As soon as you mix some sugar and milk and stuff in it, you're not drinking just coffee anymore. You're just drinking flavored.
But like, aren't you diluting with water too?
Flavored water.
Rick, how
Which
dare you
flavored
not
milk?
drinking coffee? How dare you drinking milk? Coffee flavored milk. How dare you?
Pretty much any liquid that we can drink is 99% water, guys. I mean, got to get over that shit.
Rick, I thought
Yep,
you're
coffee
serious
is just
about
bean
coffee.
water.
Hey, Rick, you can drink it. It's
Rick.
99% water. Okay.
Rick, I thought you're
Rick,
serious
Rick,
about
Rick.
coffee. You just dilute
I
it
am
with
serious
milk. How
about
dare
coffee.
you?
It goes good with the cigar when it's diluted with other stuff.
Rick,
Yes.
I remember my first cup of coffee.
So if you dilute your coffee with Irish cream, or like White Russian, would that still be like I'm not serious about coffee?
Martine, I bet you remember your
Respect.
first cut of cream too, don't you?
oh shit.
Nova Max did.
But we didn't ask James yet. James, what is the oldest cigar in your humidor right now?
The oldest cigar in my humidor? Probably
It's him.
the
Hold on,
Davidoff,
real quick.
Which one?
Wagner cigar. The Davidoff Wagner cigar, probably.
That's only 2 years, 3 years. That's only 3 years.
Well, it's almost. It was like in the first year we were. in
Yeah,
group,
yeah. So that's 3 years.
So I remember the oldest cigar in my humidor, which I still have, is the that box of unbanded prensados, which is back from 2020.
Unbanded Prensado.
Yeah, the prensado, Casacuevas prensados without the double band. That was a box from 2020, and that was from Luis Cuevas. You told me that that box was at least from 2020.
I don't have that, so I can't tell you.
Oh, hey, I have a 2016 Murcielago, the red band.
Really?
Oh, I have the red band too.
Oh, that's right.
I have the red band too. So yeah.
Mhm.
Here's the thing: that your red band came from 2016, or did it go with the re-release? Like there was something I think they remade those too.
No,
On
the
the back
box
of the box?
said 2016.
2016.
There we go. There we
Yep.
go.
Oh, I forgot about those.
Unless-
I got a couple of Cubans that were from 2016 as well. So.
There we go. So yeah, we do have also got start smoking it. Don't see if the Murcielago from 2016. It's about time. You need to smoke it. Smoke it quick.
It's about time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't hoard stuff. I just get around to it, you know.
So and Albert, we can all kind of help you if you need help.
Yeah.
all my cigars are to smoke.
Yep.
I'm not a cigar aging type person.
I wonder
just,
what
you know.
Hashimoto's gonna do with his cigars.
It's
In
just
another
a
4 or
cigar
5 years.
hoarder. It's just a
What's he
hoarder.
going to do with them in the afterlife? You know, it's like
Well, yeah,
he ain't
I
going
can't
to do
see
nothing with them in the
cigars
next
just to
5
have 'em.
years.
I wonder if there is a way to revitalize the flavor.
I don't think you can. Once the flavor's gone, it's gone.
Right, because that's actually the oil evaporated, so now you don't have a lot
Yeah.
of oil in the cigar. But I wonder if there is a way to kind of make it taste better. You know, it's like when you make a pot of like soup, not salty enough, just add some salt. You know, MSG, some salt, it'll taste good. You know,
No, I don't think so.
we should test
Well,
this.
do you think if you put like that aged cigar with a newer cigar box with the new cigars, that some of those new cigar flavors would transfer over?
The taste would, but not the flavor. Like you will smell like
Right.
it. You'll have that cross contamination, but not necessarily a good flavor.
Mm.
And majority of the time, that transfer from infused cigar, like an actual normal cigar, doesn't transfer all that much.
Well,
You do a 2-cigar challenge. You smoke an old cigar with a new cigar. Boom.
There you go.
Like I wonder if
So
like
is
that
that
is
Peter-
like that is the only way to smoke a stale cigar is to re-infuse it with something else, like a bourbon or something like that.
now I have smoked cigars that were 20 years old and still tasted good. They probably didn't taste as good as they did when they were fresh.
Right.
Right.
Still tasted good, so it's not like they're just going to go bad. They don't have a like in 5 years that 5 years
You guys
they're not
remember?
good. You know.
You guys remember a while back they were auctioning off like Egyptian or Mayans cigars for like $500,000.
Yeah.
Those people who spent $500,000 to smoke those cigars must regret it.
Mhm. They're not smoking them.
Oh, they
They're
smoke
hoarders,
them.
just
They
like
say
Hashimoto.
it tastes like shit.
I mean, to say that cigars are going, only good to smoke for a certain amount of time like that, it's like putting an expiration date on food,
So,
Like the-
so James, you
the food's
also
here
agree
to
there
stay.
is best use by, but not expiration day.
It's like the food's here now, but the bacteria is coming next week. So,
No,
once that
but that's the thing I'm
expiration
asking.
date, eat it.
That's what I'm asking. Do you believe that there is best use by, but not expiration day?
Yeah, I believe that there's an expiration date for every cigar, but I don't believe it's all the same dates because some
So
cigars
you believe that there is an expiration date? There is a set date that after that date you should not be smoking it.
Well,
depending on the cigar.
for every particular cigar that has a date when it's not going to taste any good at all.
Well, not tasting good at all. That's best used by. Expiration date is that it will actually get you sick.
The thing is, your expiration date's gonna on the cigar is also going to change with every smoker because
But that's
the
not
guy
what I'm
that
saying.
smoked
Expiration date should constitute what the cigar will actually get you sick.
No, there's not a cigar that's going to make you sick.
No.
If it's older, it'll actually be less likely to make you sick.
So that's best used by. That's not expiration date.
Right.
For food, it's the same way, right? Best used by is a suggestion, but expiration date will make you sick.
Right.
Even though they say that the date nowadays are all best used by because the expiration date is suggestion.
Right.
Every cigar is going to at one time or another not taste good to you anymore or as good to you anymore.
So that's best used by. Right? After a
Yeah.
certain amount of time, it's no longer in its best form.
But you don't know, and you would never be able to know this date in advance because.
Oh yeah, and so is everything that you buy today. Like even milk, they say it's 2 weeks, but then you can still drink it afterward. Like in fact, if you keep it long enough, it becomes cheese. So
The thing is, if you buy a box of cigars today, and you smoke one cigar out of that box, and 10 years down the road, you smoke a second cigar out of that box. You don't remember how that first one tasted by then. You smoked so many cigars in that last 10 years that you've got no way.
But if you do have a new box to smoke with, you can tell. Right? If I bought a box of Casa Cuevas Natural and I waited 10 years, but during that time, I just forgot about that box. It's hidden somewhere in my wife's clothing drawer. And I just forgot all about it.
You can't even really do that because the crops of tobacco are different every year.
Yeah, but you can still tell whether it was good or bad. Right?
So Bob the cigar guy actually.
The crops of tobacco are different every year, and they try to adjust it. But some of them, so you could get one that they've made stronger than they made the ones back 10 years ago.
Right. They try to adjust it as close as possible, right?
It tastes strong. Yeah, they try, but they try from year to year.
So you're saying that you shouldn't be able to tell?
You might not. You probably won't be able to tell in 10 years if the cigar is any worse or better than it was before.
No, you can tell when the cigar is stale. You can tell when the cigar is stale.
Yeah, if it's stale, but not if it. You can't tell if it's not. You can't tell if it's worse than it was before.
You can if you smoke.
If it's stale, you can. Because you got to remember the first time you smoke it wasn't stale.
Yeah, but most of these cigars are not going to be stale in 10 years. Okay. I would bet that 99% of the cigars are not going to be stale in 10 years.
Well, if you had a Padron, it will be stale in 10 years.
Maybe.
Right? You have some like seriously oily cigar. You leave it for short amount of time.
Age those things, especially to smoke them later on, and like the way they taste when they're aged.
I mean, 10 years is a long time. 10 years is a long time.
But some people do that.
Right? 10 years is a long time for not only the cigar to take in and release the humidity, which the water vapor will carry some flavor into that cigar, and that's not pleasant. So overall, it's got to change the taste in 10 years. Right? Do we agree with that? Like, when you put in the humidor, it's because that water goes through the wood and to carry the wood flavor into the cigar. But at the same time, if it's that long, you'll carry everything else with it too.
Well, I agree that it's going to change somewhat, but you don't know how much it's going to change, and every tobacco combination is going to be different, and some of them are going to hold 10 years and still taste great.
Well, yeah, because some of the cigar are younger to start with. Some of the cigar when you buy it is older to start with, right?
Albert's doing the echo thing again.
Yeah. Let me ask a question. So, do you think that, let's say, most of the humidors now that are wineadors, the container that you keep the water in, distilled water, is plastic. The shelving is all wood. So you keep your cigars on the wood portion of it, but you have a plastic container around your cigars. Let's say you use distilled water in that container for years and years and years. Do you think that some of that plastic smell would transfer to the cigars?
It doesn't even need years and years. I mean, 1 or 2 years will already have some of that plastic taste to it.
Okay.
Because I use those plastic too. Like I have those like the cap thingy with the you put food or whatever in there. You can taste that cap, the rubber cap that used to for the container. If you put it in
Steel?
Right, but I'm talking about like the wine door.
plastic in those cigars.
right? So when you have Wanador, the lining and everything, they're like all these seal over here, they're rubber.
Everything.
You can taste these if you
Plastic
leave it
rubber.
long enough. Right? When I open the thing, I can smell these things. I can also smell these rubber too. If you can smell it, most likely you can probably taste it long enough if it's put in there long enough. So
Most people, you would have to put it in there for an awful long time for them to be able to taste it.
well, it really depends on whether or not you have the fan running and stuff like that, right? For me, the fan is not running,
Right.
so air in there, I'll just sit in there, and that will carry some flavor.
Well, if you're smoking anything gurky, it's gonna taste shit and shit plastic, twig. You know.
Go wash your mouth out with soap, man.
You can't make this bad cigar good, bro.
Go wash your mouth out.
Well, the only
Good.
the only exception for that for you, Innocent, is the Perdomo champagne.
Oh yeah. Fucking. Val, see why you gotta get me started for, Val? Why you gotta get me started on that right there?
So
It
innocent,
don't taste like
innocent.
this.
We should do this test, right? Innocent. Take a Perdomo champagne that you might have that you're never gonna smoke, and put it right
Yeah.
next to a cigar that I really like for a long time. See if it cross. And now that this Perdomo tastes better.
Nah, I don't think anything's gonna help that shit. Like,
I-
so let me say this. All right, so the VSG, whatever it's called, that shit is trash.
VSG.
The lot,
VSG or the FSG?
no, from Perdomo, from Perdomo,
SG.
whatever it's called. The state, whatever it's
I don't know.
called.
VSG is Ashton.
That's an Ashton.
Yeah. Well, he has his own little fucking letter shit garbage. It's called it's the state edition.
You're
You
talking
know?
about the estate grown.
It's just yeah.
Yeah, garbage. The lot 23, garbage. You know, the fucking the 10-year Habano that he got, garbage.
You know,
Well,
innocent.
maybe-
Innocent.
Not garbage, maybe not that good.
I'm gonna take a copy of this YouTube video to Perdomo and to Gertz.
Me-
You know,
yeah,
say,
Where
innocent
okay, where
garbage.
where does
Listen, you
where
gotta
does
watch
the
it.
Sanji cigar fit in this garbage?
Huh?
Where
Innocent.
what?
does the Sanji cigar
I'm
fit
gonna-
in this garbage line?
I'm gonna
How far back?
I'm gonna let my PR talk about that. Go ahead.
But innocent. I highly recommend you stop eating garbage because, like, you eat too much garbage, you can actually tell cigar tastes like garbage. That's a problem.
I'll talk to you about that shit, huh?
Stop eating garbage, so it won't taste garbage. You won't be like, oh,
I mean,
that
he
tastes
works
like
in New
garbage.
York.
Mhm.
He works in New York. It smells like garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Hey,
It's true.
I tell you this though. You know, it's better than that shitty Chicago pizza. I tell you that.
Wait, does New York still collecting their trash once a month, or did they went back to weekly now?
It's weekly, but now they hired some lady to come out and kill the rats.
Yo, Innocent, look what Quick say.
Wait, so are you gonna be in Miami?
Oh, quick! That's I heard. That hurt.
Or,
Wow.
I want to know, is Quake's gonna be in Miami? Because he didn't make it to DFW.
He said he may.
That's fighting words.
Yeah, I think he should. He won't want to miss it. The opportunity to
Yes.
fight against me for a cigar, you know.
You're not gonna
And
want to miss
Miami,
that.
Bobby, a boxing match between Innocent and Quick.
Because
He's
Quake-
gonna think I'm one of his fucking
Right,
His
that's what
image-
I'm worried about. You know, if Innocent was to go at it with Quick, I think Quick will win. Quick will just bring out the baton and
Quick-
start beating.
oh,
yeah, true.
Quakes is the Legion keyboard warrior. A person.
All right, now, Greg Nicholson.
He's
is
a nice
keyboard-
guy. He's a nice guy in person. I'll say that. But he's a keyboard warrior. on the Legion live chat.
He's the last box thief, is what he is.
He stirs the pot.
I can agree with that because he's the last box of Rooster that I wanted.
There's the last box there. He's getting it.
Albert, I'll take your suggestion into consideration.
What,
shit, that's, yeah.
What do you got, Albert? Go ahead, Albert. Go ahead. Say it, Albert. Say it with your chest, man.
No. We'll talk about it in like Miami or something like that. But right now, that's into consideration. So yeah. Anyways, hey, quick. There's do or not do. There's no try, man. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Do it.
It's gonna be worth it at the end. You gotta regret because this kind of caliber of stuff is never gonna happen again. So YOLO. YOLO. Do it. Make it work. You might have to work harder and pay for it afterward, but that's after. It's actually a lot. It's a lot better to pay for your effort afterward than not, and then regret it. Anyways, 11:02. You guys get the hell out of here. Go to Discord. I'll talk to you guys Saturday.
Yeah. And if you don't pay for your effort ever, you regret it because you go to jail.
Yeah. All right. Good night, guys. Good night.